How are you? Hope everything is good. This is Geechee Girl with the Hips for Love, and today is Talk to Me Tuesday. A lot has happened since the last video, which was last Talk to Me Tuesday video. I've been doing some videos in between, but just to recap the last few days. Today is Tuesday, so to recap maybe the last week, we rallied together on Facebook and on Twitter. And in a matter of 30 hours, we were able to raise $1,800 for a young man to be able to call himself a college student. And today started classes for South Carolina State University, and he's in class. So that's a good feeling to know that together we are setting a young man on a different path that has a whole lot of promise for him. Sometimes all people need is an opportunity, and that's what we're all about. So feel real good about that. Then the very next day, we were able to find housing for a young lady who had lost everything in a fire, and it took some time. But hey, time, as long as you got time to make a difference. It took us about 10 hours. We started driving around Atlanta about 1-ish in the afternoon, and it was well after midnight before we had settled down and found a needle in the haystack, a diamond just sitting there, called my mom's house. Or is it my mother's house? And it was my mother's house, right? That's my son. He was with me right there. Young lady was able to find housing there, and I want to thank the owner, Miss Deborah, for having that spirit move in her and check the voicemail after business hours, because that's the only way we were able to find her. So things are happening. Now let me tell you how much of a coincidence a lot of this stuff is. I'm just going to tell you about one. The young man that we helped pay the balance of his tuition, come to find out, his roommate hadn't checked in yet. And that's unusual. Found out today that his roommate hadn't checked in because he still has a balance. But get this, the balance is still there because his mother was paying monthly payments to this company. I'm not going to call their name just yet, but ooh, I got my eye on you. This company was charging her $100 a month to help her get financial aid papers together, because quite frankly, financial aid can be very, very confusing if you're not used to the lingo, you're not used to the forms, and it can be overwhelming for some people, and that's why a lot of people stop. So that FAFSA form, she was getting help with that supposedly from this company that she was paying $100 a month to. And now this young man is somewhere in Orangeburg. We don't know where he is. We're trying to get contact information, but we're trying to find him because he's out there hustling, trying to get his balance paid, when in essence he had paid a company to help him with all of that. So let's think about that for a second. There's a company out there that is using people, using their hopes and their dreams to get ahead, when in actuality what they're offering is what high school counselors are and should be doing for free. There's also community centers that offer the college nights where families can come and sit down and get the advice and tips and guidance they need in order to fill out this information. Now, why am I saying all of this? Well, for one, if you've been following my previous videos, you know that I am a former public school educator. And I've been a senior class advisor. And also I went to grad school after, the normal, I don't want to say the normal time, but I was in my 30s when I went to grad school. So constantly having exposure to financial aid process and the things that change. It's unfortunate that people use people's hopes and dreams as a way to lie and cheat They use a person's emotion to try to get ahead. And now there's a young man who hasn't been able to go to his first day of class as a college student because a company is making money off of it. And what I found out is that the mother paid what is the equivalent of $3,000 to this company. Now, where are they? I even called the number, and how convenient, voicemail came on. If I'm paying you $100 a month, you better answer the phone on the first ring. I'll even give you the second ring. But voicemail, let's see if they return my phone call. I'm going to keep my eye on this, because when you have students literally, and this is what he did. He got on the Greyhound bus with his stuff to leave from Atlanta. And right now I'm in Charlotte, but to leave from Atlanta and head to Orangeburg, that's a long bus ride. And just imagine the thoughts that are going through his head, heading to school and just wanting a better life from where he is now. And then you get there and there's a balance and you're not able to enroll. But you thought you had that all taken care of because you was paying a company that claimed that they're going to help you do this. And I looked at their little website, and I looked at their also looked at the complaints filed with the Better Business Bureau. So we're going to keep our eye on this. I'm just going to pray that God keep this young man. I believe a family has taken him in Orangeburg. I'm constantly getting updated. I'm just compassionate when it comes to young people, and for that matter, any person going after a dream, especially when it involves education to improve their lives and to help build their family and their community. So we're going to keep our eyes on that situation. In the meantime, constantly keep your eyes on your little ones who are still in elementary, middle, and high school. The first day of school has started for a lot of districts across the country. I know next week Charlotte Mecklenburg schools will be starting, and everybody is all hyped up about it. There's a lot of first day of school pictures on Facebook and Twitter being tweeted. And in a few months, I'm going to check in and say, okay, let's keep that excitement going, because the first day of school is the beginning, but let's get done with the first semester. Let's get done with the third quarter. Let's keep it going. Constantly check in on those babies and make sure that they're doing what they need to do, and make sure that we check in with the teachers that they get the support that they need. And the teachers who are there just for a paycheck, let's keep our eyes on them, because unfortunately they do exist. I know a few. But anyway, moving right along. Have a great day. Love somebody, hug yourself. This is Geechee Girl with the Hips for Love. Respect the sway. Peace.